employee importance. So let's just see what this question asks. So basically we have given an input, and here we have its unique ID, we have importance value, and then we have its direct subordinates. So I guess this is the ID, this is the importance value of that person, and these are the subordinates of that person. Perfect. After that, now given the employee information of the company and employee need to return the need to return the total importance value of this employee and all their subordinates. So basically first we have given a vector, and in vector there are like three things. One is like we have a employee data structure inside it, so which has ID, importance and subordinates. Then what do we have to do is like for one, so if I consider this example, so what is happening in this one is 1 is the boss of 2 and 3. So 1 is the boss of 2 and 3. 2 is the boss of no one, its subordinates are empty, and 3 is not a boss of anyone. So this would be our structure, and 1 has importance 5, 2 has importance 3, and 3 has importance 3 only. Perfect. And then and then what do we have to see is, okay, so we have given an ID 1, we have an ID 1. So for 1 we have to calculate the total number of importance value. So it would be importance value of this one plus all its subordinates, that is 5 plus 3 plus 3, 7, 11. So the answer should be 11. So the answer is 11. Okay, so how can we solve this? So what I want is, like, if I start with the ID, okay, I will start with the ID, I will go to its block, and then I will add 2 and 3. Which data structure should I use for it? Basically I'm going level by level. Like for 1 I have to go to its subordinates level, then when I'm at its subordinates level I have to check if in this level these elements have another subordinates or not. So I'm going level by level. So whenever I think about level by level, I think about queues. Okay, so now I understood I have to use queues. So what I can do is, for 1 I can push all its subordinates inside the queue and add the importance value. Then I will pop all the elements in the queue and then again push its subordinates. For example, if not this example, if I take some other example, like I have a structure like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. Okay, so if I have my queue like this, right now I will push the first element, not the first element, the element that the question asked me, the ID. I will start with that. For example, it is 1. So first I will push 1 in the queue. The queue looks like something like this. Now I will push all the subordinates inside this queue and pop this one. So I'm popping this one and I'm pushing its subordinates, that is 2 and 3. So at my second level my queue would look like 2 and 3. Perfect. Now I'm at this level. Now I will pop all these elements and I will push subordinates of these elements. So that would be 4 and 5. And whenever I'm popping any element, now I am adding its importance value in my answer as well. So answer is will be the answer of this question, and that would be like sum of all the importance value, and importance value would be of those elements which I am popping. Perfect. So 4 and 5 would be there. So my algorithm would look something like this. Okay, now let's get to the coding part. So for the coding part we are doing 2-3 things, and that one thing is, like, we are pushing the first element, that is the given element of the ID. We are pushing the ID inside the queue, then we are popping it and pushing all its subordinates, and then we are popping all the subordinates and pushing again. And at the same time, whenever we pop any element from the queue, we are adding its importance value inside our answer. Perfect. Now let's get to the coding part of it. So we have one int answer equals to 0. That would be my answer for all the importance value. Then we are using a queue. In this queue, let me make it for employee only. In this queue I am making it Oh, perfect. Okay, no, just a second. I don't want to add employee in my queue. I just want to add its first element. So for that, what I can do is, like, I have a vector of employees, right? So I can map int with I want a pair of int comma vector int, and I will write in map. So basically what am I mapping is, I'm mapping id, its employer id, with a pair, and that pair contains its importance value and its subordinates. So it's an int and a vector. Now what I will do is, for int I equals to 0, I should be less than employees dot size I plus plus. Then I want, okay, this much is okay. Map, here I will write employees, I want its id, mapping with it's a pair, so it would be employees. Here it should be an I, here also, because it's a vector, so it's like the first one. Yeah, perfect. So employees I, and here it would be, first we used id, then we will using importance, and then I want employees I, and here it would be subordinates. So I'm mapping each id with a pair, that is importance and subordinates. Okay, this much is good. Then what do I have to do? I will queue, I want a queue of, now I will make it of int only, int queue, I will name it queue only, and then I will queue dot push id. I'm starting with this id. Now while queue dot empty, while queue is not empty, okay, so while queue is not empty, what do I have to do is, I have to keep popping the elements. So int size equals to queue dot size, I want the size of the queue. Then I want while size, then queue dot pop int, I have to pop it, so till the time I'm popping it, I will pop and have to push its subordinates inside the queue also. So I'm writing int temp equals to queue dot front, queue dot pop, then it should be, I want to add importance value of this temp, so map of temp, then I want its, it's a pair, then I want its first should be the importance value, and I will add it in the answer plus equals to, okay, now I've added the importance value of that of the element that I have popped inside answer, and then for int I equals to 0, I should be less than map of temp second dot size, it is the subordinates of that. We are here basically map temp is basically for subordinates array for that unique id, and then the second shows basically this is the pair, so the second would be this one, its subordinates array, and then we are writing its size, and then it's I plus plus, and here we have to push q dot push. So now it's long map temp second I. That's it. So now I've pushed those elements inside the queue, and after that I've popped these. I've keep popping the elements. Okay, so till now what we have done is, like, we have pushed the first element inside the queue. Here we did it. Then we basically calculated the size of the queue. Then we keep popping all the elements which are inside the queue, and when we are popping it, we kept adding them inside the answer. And whatever element we are popping, that is temp, we are pushing its subordinates inside the queue as well. After this, we don't have to do anything. We can just return answer, and let me check if it's working. Are we missing anything? Let's see. Okay, so map temp, it should be, I guess, dot over here. Like when we are referencing a pair, for that we use dot, not an arrow. Arrow we use for classes. Okay, so here also dot. Runtime error. So where is it giving me runtime error? Let me check. Let me check how many times is this while loop was working happy. Like for the levels, it was working only one time. So at this first level only, in size equals to q dot size. Okay, I've pushed the id. Okay, so the thing we were missing was here, it should be size minus minus. So after we have popped one element, then we have to decrease the size also. Perfect, it got accepted. Let's submit it also. I don't think so. I'm missing a edge case. Let's see if it works. Perfect, guys. So this is how you solve employee importance. It's a simple question, but all these details make it a little tough. So this is how you solve employee importance. And if you like this video, do subscribe to my channel and quickly hit that like button. Bye bye.